Excuse me, could you point me in the direction of ScreamCity? Never mind, I think I found it.
Hey horror freaks, welcome back to ScreamCity. I'm your host, Jessica.
And I'm Monica, and in today's episode, we will be reviewing a cult classic summer slasher film. I don't think that made sense, but it's Sleepaway Camp from 1983.
Yay, fun. But anyway, before we continue on with the movie, I think it's time to get our peak and pit out of the way. So Monica, what has been your peak and pit of these past few days?
Thanks for asking.
Of course.
For the past few days, I think my pit is that I'm still just in a mental rut.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've been doing a lot, if that makes sense, which turns into like my peak because I had never seen the numbers 666 before, like as angel numbers.
Yeah.
And I saw it like twice in one day, and I was like, I've never seen these numbers before. So I was like, well, I need to know what this means. And so I looked it up because I didn't know what the meaning was. And it basically just means like balance. Like you overall are doing way too much and you need to learn how to like slow down and learn how to balance your life. And that's exactly how I've been feeling for the past like couple of days. Yeah. And so for my like astrology girlies,
angel numbers too recently. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I know. Happening? Who's trying to tell me something?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's happening? Is Mercury and Gatorade like?
Probably. But
I know Venus is in Leo, which is good.
Okay.
Because my Venus is in Leo.
Okay.
And I
don't know what that means.
The moon was in Gemini or something like that.
My astrology girlies, please inform us here.
But
the up peak is that I got some angel numbers that told me to slow the fuck down. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But it's hard. What about yours?
Peak is I had a pretty okay day at work last Sunday.
Yeah.
I was alone, which was pretty scary because my coworker, she asked for the day off, totally fine. But Sundays are typically one of our heaviest days. So I was like preparing for the worst. And honestly, it felt like it was possibly like a Monday or Tuesday. It was a pretty okay day, which I appreciate. Mm-hmm. My peak, I had a peak at, and another pit, by the way, which is the one that I actually wanted to say, is that I had a really weird dream the other night. Mm-hmm. And I'm feeling very sad about it. And yeah, I've just been thinking about that dream and what would happen if it became a reality.
Okay.
And it kind of gives me a lot of anxiety, but it kind of leaves me hopeful. So I don't know, I have mixed emotions and feelings about that dream that I had, but anyway, my peak, right?
Yeah.
Wait, oh my God, what am I saying? See, these confuse me. I'm sorry.
So it's your pit. You had your dream that you're feeling.
My pit is the dream.
Okay.
Okay. My peak is that I had a good day at work.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. Yeah,
so you've said both. Okay.
Okay. There we go. It's just the peak and the peak and the pit. They confuse me. I'm so confused.
The PPs are confusing.
Huh?
The PPs are confusing.
The PPs are confusing.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway. Okay. Getting into the movie. So. Like we mentioned in every episode, there will be spoilers, so don't say that we didn't warn you. Now, to give a brief summary of this movie, Angela Banker is a shy, traumatized young girl, is sent to a summer camp with her cousin. Shortly after her arrival, anyone with sinister or less than honorable intentions toward her gets their
Comeuppance?
I think. Comeuppance? I don't think I've ever seen it spelt out. That is so funny. Okay.
It is an interesting word.
Okay, anyway. Yeah. Basically. That's basically what happened. She gets sent to summer camp. People start dying.
Yeah, people start dying.
People start slashing.
When people start fucking with her.
Mm-hmm.
As they should.
Yeah, for real.
Anyway, now that we have that out of the way, Monica, what was your first impression watching this film for the first time, and what would you say is your favorite scene and kill?
So I thought that I had seen this movie before, but I actually have not. And so I watched it for the first time last night. So I love like the 70s, 80s summer vibes that it gave me. And I love how it started off with such a catastrophic accident. You know, it's always a good time and always sets a good pace for the movie. But it was an okay film. I wasn't the biggest fan. It's not a favorite. It's more of like a story about the girl than it is about like a typical slasher, you know? So I think I was expecting more like maybe like Freddy Krueger Jason type of vibe, but I got more of like Exorcist, where it was more about the story than it was like, about killings. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so the killings were a little too far apart for me, and it felt very rushed at the end of them trying to, like, she killed, spoiler, but she killed everyone all at once. And so I was like, wait, hold on. And so it was just a little bit too slow for my pace, for a type of slasher that I was expecting. My favorite scene is a pretty quick one, but it's when Judy's about to get killed and she lets in whoever it is through the door, and she tells him not to turn on the light, which, whatever. And then, like, she's like, oh, it's you. She's like, well, what do you want? And she's like, well, and then she just gets sucker punched. Like, she just gets punched back, like, towards her bed. And I thought it was the funniest thing because she is a cunt. Yes. And I hated her. She was such a bully. I did not like her. My favorite kill, so I was going to choose Meg's, but I thought about it a little bit more because I was like, like, okay, actually, here's like maybe my thought. So my favorite kill is Meg's. One, because it's satisfying, because fuck her. Right. Two, it was like the typical slasher in the shower, like with a knife, like best type of kill. And I loved it for like a slasher film, and I loved it so much. But I really liked how it showed how Paul died, even though we don't really see her kill him. Right. We just see like the aftermath of her, like, of how he's beheaded. And I thought that was like really cool and really gory and really nice. But we didn't get to actually see the kills. So that, I think it would have maybe been a little bit better if we did, but we didn't. So, but what about yours?
My first impression, so, okay, don't cancel me or hate me for this, but when I was younger, I thought that Sleepaway Camp and Friday the 13th were the same movie.
Pretty much the same movie.
Just like a prequel or something.
Yeah.
Until literally recently, where I was
like yesterday when I watched it.
Yeah, basically yesterday. I was like, oh, they're two complete. And yeah, like, anyway, because obviously they gave off the same vibe, camp, or, you know, lake, whatever. Right. So yes, I did watch this movie for the first time a few days ago by myself. I genuinely liked it. It had moments where I was like, ooh.
I did too. There was some triggering moments, and I don't know if it's just because it's an 80s movie, but it felt very Predator-like.
Oh, 100%. For so many reasons, and we will get into that.
We sure will get into that, but that was like
overall, I think it was a pretty fun summer slasher film. And I love all things 80s to begin with. So the fits, the hairstyles, the insults, the jeering, it was just... Yes. And I do agree with you that the movie did go by a little slow, but I think the fact that I'm so obsessed with the 80s... that you were just enjoying the vibe. From the fact that, you know, the actual horror parts were coming, like, pretty slow. Yeah. Just because I was, like, every scene, I was just observing everyone's hair, everyone's, like...
Honestly?
Posture. Yeah. It's just...
I love
it.
I loved it, too.
Yeah. And I kid you not... I literally had that 80s accent on the whole day after watching it. It was so much fun.
I don't think I caught on an accent.
They have like that like basic it's just the way that they talk. Okay. And okay, I did originally think that it was both cousins in on it.
I thought so too. I thought Ricky was the one who was fucking up people.
Especially during that scene when Angela opens the cabin door right before killing Judy. But it's actually Jonathan Tiersten in a wig. See, so that's why I was like, oh, it's Ricky. Right. Because I was like, that's Ricky. Right, exactly. So
and the wig, I don't know where they thought they were doing with that wig.
I have a theory. Okay. Yeah, I did literally think that it was supposed to be Ricky, but it was really just Jonathan Tiersten in a wig. Okay. I think they did that to make Angela, quotation marks, look more boyish. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yes, the second that I saw that, I was like, it's Ricky. Like, okay.
That's what I saw. And I was like, and that makes sense. I was like, because he's like hardcore protecting her. And he's like super. And then I guess another kind of thing that maybe should have not really given it away, but like another kind of sprinkle of like, oh, is when like the leader started beating up Ricky because
Mel.
he thought it was him.
Yeah.
Mel, like he thought
was
it was
like, I saw you.
I saw you,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just because she was supposed to be boyish or something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what?
And I will say, Jonathan and Felissa look very alike. So
They do. Like I would have fallen for.
I would have thought that they were brothers instead,
and
or
sister,
twins
yeah.
instead of like cousins.
100%,
But they
100%.
do look very much alike.
100%, I agree.
Overall, I think this movie was pretty good. I think it was honestly quite ahead of its time, and I'll get to that later. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie, and I will definitely watch it again. I thought it's probably to me a new like summer must watch.
Okay.
My favorite scene, I feel like it was hard to choose because there were so many things going on, and I feel like I keep saying this at every movie.
Okay.
But I think I'll have to go with the baseball scene. It gave us, first of all, and it gave us an iconic line delivered by Ricky, which is, well, Bill says, "Eat shit and die, Ricky," and Ricky says, "Eat shit and live, Bill." Like, it was so iconic, and
it's like you gotta reverse it, you know?
100%.
Yep.
Yes, and overall it was kind of fun to watch. Again, like the insults, the fits, like it was just.
I loved it.
Fun. My favorite kill, like y'all know this, but I love me a good revenge kill, and they're all revenge kills. So I love that. I love this movie for that. But I think my favorite is between Artie and Megs. Artie because that's exactly what he deserves.
Who is Artie?
The cook.
Did he die though? He was just carried away.
That's true. He was carried away.
Because I thought so too. That I was like, he didn't really die.
Well, my favorite, I don't know.
I guess maybe like a torture scene.
Torture scene? Yeah. My favorite
Attempt
torture
kill?
scene.
Yeah, for sure.
Was Artie. He did deserve to die if he isn't already dead.
100%.
And then Megs, I think, will also.
Yeah, I like
definitely
Megs.
up there. I think it was like probably from what we saw the most gory.
Oh yeah,
kill
for sure.
Right down the spine. I know that's gotta hurt.
100%.
I know that's gotta hurt. But my thing, homie, is like the second you feel that stab, just like pull out.
Like pull away.
Pull away.
Like don't just stay there.
Exactly.
I thought who was the one that died with the bees? I forgot the
Bill. That was Bill.
Was it Bill?
I think that was Bill. That was Bill.
I think it was Bill because the first one was Kenny, the one who drowned.
Yeah.
And then I guess Bill was the one that died in the stall.
Yeah.
I was like, if you don't just crawl under the stall,
like
why are you waiting? Why are you
perfectly?
Yeah.
Fine.
Like again, I think this is like one of those things that is like you don't know what you're gonna do in a moment of panic. Some people go completely dumb when they're in a moment of panic, and I'm like, I guess,
but not me.
but not me.
Not me.
Open the like go under the stall.
Exactly.
There's a huge gap for you to easily
gap.
crawl under.
Yeah.
Like if it was like them Bucky stalls, then yeah, you're fucked.
Right.
Because them Bucky stalls are from ceiling to floor, and you get no type of scenery, no nothing. It's complete privacy, which I love. But
or ready, just crawl out of the window.
Oh yeah, because it's like cut open.
Yeah.
They like cut it all open. Yeah, I was like, his is kind of dumb, but he did look very fucked up.
I was going to say the makeup, the prosthetics was
given
A1.
Yes.
The
prosthetics artist
for Artie too.
Yes, I loved.
I forgot his name.
Artie, the FX makeup or
the FX makeup artist.
I don't know, but their rent was due because these
1000%.
effects were amazing, and I loved the way Kenny looked after he drowned, and then the snake coming out of his mouth. I don't know if that was CGI or if that was a real snake, but either way,
I think it was a real snake.
It was pretty fucked up.
Yeah. I forgot his name, but I know his last name is French. I think like his last name is actually like the word French. But he said that for Artie's like burns, which by the way, again, hate that man, but that's exactly how I felt when I burned myself with that chicken teriyaki.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I'm not even kidding. Like it was, I still have the
You
scars.
still have the burns.
But anyway, he said that he used Jell-O for the burns. And don't quote me on this, but I think he said that they used like air pump to get the bubbles moving. Yeah.
Gross.
And I was like,
Ooh, that's
up?
nasty.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. Favorite kill, Meg's favorite torture scene, Artie.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
And just like the same. We didn't get to see like Paul's kill, but I thought it was really nice that she beheaded him because honestly, Loki deserved it.
He did 100%, but he fooled me at the beginning because I was like, oh my god,
that's what I
sweet.
said. I was
And,
gonna
like,
mention that as a favorite scene because I'm like, oh my gosh, he got her out of her shell because he's like, hey man,
Yeah.
like I like you.
Yeah.
And then he started forcing himself on her, and he didn't know how to take no as an answer. And I was like, I will chop off your penis.
Exactly. And then he goes on to kiss Judy.
Little hooker. That man's a whore.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew. If he would have survived, he would have grown up to be a whore.
100%.
Just like his daddy. I don't know who his daddy is,
Okay.
but he looked like a whore.
Sure. Anyway.
So I guess now we can just discuss some like favorite moments and things that we liked from the movie. Let's see. The mom, well, Ricky's mom, she was a little too theatrical for me.
She scared me.
She was very scary, like in a way that I was like, ew.
For a second, I was like, I got so confused. I'm not even kidding.
With those flashbacks that Angela kept having, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was so confused.
They were gay.
That's what I said. I was like, Daddy was gay.
Yeah.
I think.
Like, okay.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
fine.
that's fine. But like, what was the scene for? Like, so you can tell us that he was gay? Like, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
But then, like, the scene of her and the little boy in bed, I didn't understand that one.
I didn't either. But I saw a comment that said that they think whoever commented this said that they think that scene was supposed to represent Peter pointing at Angela being like, I am you now.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Something
maybe.
like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, Aunt Martha was very creepy. She looks to me like a character generated by AI.
She looks fake.
Or a Wes Anderson film.
I'm dead.
Like, she does not belong in that movie.
No, she was giving me too much. Like, as the actress herself, but at the same time, like, I don't know if maybe that was the point of it, but she came on screen and I was like, ooh.
She did scare me. She gave me huge Insidious 2 vibes. The mother of Parker Crane, where she's like, your name is Marilyn.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Tell me that's not the same person. I mean, it's not, because, I mean, who knows?
She said it's not, but, like, who knows?
Who knows, yeah. Well, I was going to say, because the actress died in 2021. So I feel like there's a possibility. But, I mean, anyway. No, she would have been really old. Yes. So, very creepy.
So, also, we need to mention that the crop tees and, like, short booty shorts on men, I hate that it's frowned upon now because they were slaying.
They were
giving body yaddy.
Ronnie was giving body yaddy.
Like, he really was. The mesh t-shirts, like, that man cropped it too. Like, it was underneath his titty.
Yeah.
And then
like, those shorts were way too short.
And oh my gosh.
But I mean, I'm not
complaining, but them's was booty shorts.
They were literally
booty shorts.
The girls didn't even have them on like that.
No. Angela's was longer. They were they were slaying, and they were slaying on the baseball field.
Yeah. Oh my god, that baseball field scene. I'm telling you, the outfits were just so good. Was it Gene, the camp counselor?
Yes.
He cropped the gray shirt.
Cropped the gray shirt and then black booty shorts.
Like, I think it was Bill. I could be wrong because I feel like I'm mistaking all the blonde people together. But I think it was Bill during the skinny dipping scene that was wearing high-waisted denim jeans.
I think so.
And a cropped Florida University shirt. I
said,
I am going to steal that look because that is cute.
That was super adorable. I loved it. I know, I I just know that this movie was made for the female gaze.
Absolutely.
not the male gaze whatsoever. I mean,
And-
males could be looking.
Yeah.
But I need them to bring that back.
Please.
I hate that people are looking at that now and being like, oh my gosh. And it's like, how about you shut the fuck up? Because people were slaying back then.
I remember in high school, a lot of the guys would wear, like, a lot of, like, the frat preppy guys would wear that for, like, football practice or, like, 80s day or whatever.
I mean, if you're athletic, you need...
But they would do it as a joke. And I'm like, what's so funny about, like, you look
look good.
You look good. Like, I don't
Like, they were
see-
doing it as a joke, but you know damn well they were the night before in front of their mirror like,
Damn, I look good.
damn, I'm going to slay these halls tomorrow.
So we need to bring this back, please.
We definitely do need to bring this back. I need homophobia to, like, leave the chat, and I need
It's
booty
front
shorts
men.
and crop tops for men to, like, enter
Crop them
immediately.
yourself. Crop your own shorts. Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
don't
it was
care.
giving body yaddy for everyone.
Exactly.
There was a scene where Ricky was wearing, like, these, like, short denim shorts, and they were kind of distressed, and I was like, okay, American Eagle.
Exactly.
I was like, you're giving.
It's giving American Apparel circa 2012.
Absolutely. They would have ate that shit up
100%.
immediately.
Anyway.
Ugh, okay.
So yes, like we were mentioning earlier, there was a lot of, like, predator type of, I don't know, relationships in this movie. Obviously starting off with Artie with his ugly ass, like, look at all that young fresh chicken.
Bro, disgusting.
Like, gross. Yeah.
like,
Mel
hello.
with Meg.
Mel with Meg. I was like,
So
Ma'am?
that first scene where we see something happening is where they're eating
Yes,
lunch or
I saw that.
whatever,
I saw that.
And she goes up to him and he, like, hugs her a little too.
it's because she's like, he's sitting and she's standing, and so she kind of, like, leans over to hug him, but
Yeah.
it's a little,
I didn't
like, his
it.
face is, like, leveled with her chest.
Yeah.
So it looked a little, and I was like, y'all a little too close.
And then turns out, sure enough,
And then it turns out that they are a little too close.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all are nasty.
nasty as hell.
Nasty
Like,
as hell.
Meg-
He ain't even attractive.
He's not.
First of all.
But I'm sure he was like a sugar daddy to her.
Oh.
Maybe.
Well, he was running the summer camp.
Yeah.
So.
But one thing about Mel is that he had a cigar in his mouth for every situation.
He was that doctor in Exorcist. A
Yes.
cigar in every
Yes.
situation. He's like, it's a symptom.
It's a symptom. It's a symptom. Yeah, like literally after they found every kill, here he goes with his cigar in
It's
his
because
hand.
there's something about, I guess, cigars and cigarettes that just relax the soul a little
Right.
bit. And so they were constantly just smoking.
Judy's
ugly. Not literally, but
not literally. I love you,
her
Karen.
character and her attitude was ugly.
Listen, I have thick hair. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I have thick hair, but her hair, I did not like it. I thought it was
her
ugly.
hair, I feel like her hair was giving very 80s.
I didn't like
It was very bushy, frizzy, like puff daddy.
It's just the way that it was styled. Like
with
I
like
didn't like
half,
it.
like one ponytail over here, and then the rest
Exactly.
was like.
And then, like, the side pony that was basically at the front. I didn't like it. Also,
That was very 80s.
this is nothing against Karen Fields. I love you, Karen Fields. But personally, Judy did not look 13. She looked at most 23. She looked like she
did look
could
a
have
lot
been a camp
older.
counselor.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I don't like how they were bullying my friend Mozart.
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
I was like, y'all leave him alone. What he do to you? Nothing. They just wanted
You
someone to
want to
pick
know?
on.
You want to know what it is? He was the only 4-odd kid in there.
Damn.
So,
Double homicide.
double homicide.
That's fucked up.
Also, he kind of gave off Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. Yeah.
That would have been scary.
And the actor who plays Mozart was actually bullied on set by some of the cast.
Oh my gosh, bitches.
Uh-huh. And the actor who plays Gene, the camp counselor, told the guys to knock it off before he tells the producer. So I thought that was pretty
That is so
sweet
sad.
of him, and they kind of played their roles, I guess. But yeah, I was like,
That is very sad.
and to be fair, I don't doubt it for a second because those kids look like they would also bully me in high school.
Yeah, they do. I
Like-
can only imagine going to camp with these kids.
Yeah.
They would call me slurs. They would tell me I'm stupid. They would find a way to insult me.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and mention this as the last moment before we move on, but the fucking ending.
Dude, the ending.
The ending was something that I was expecting, but not expecting, if that makes sense. Like, I was expecting it to be her or Ricky,
Yeah.
but I was so confused.
I'm
And
still
I was like,
confused.
my eyes! I was like,
Yeah.
no.
I'm still a little bit confused. Mainly because why, like, the face that she makes, I'm confused as to why she makes that face.
Me too. I was like, why are you surprised? Like, it also looked like she looked like she was kind of morphing into some monster.
It did, but I'll tell you why. Because obviously it was a different male actor who
And they look
was
like
nude.
Yeah, they look like they CGI'd her face.
They didn't. They made a mask of, like, a mold mask of her face. And they did they took two different shots. The first one was the full body nude man with Angela's face or mask, right? And then the close-ups were actually Felissa Rose. So, yeah. That's why it looks really weird.
Okay.
Because it was a mold of her face.
Okay. I mean, yeah, maybe
But it
that
still
that
doesn't
is
make
what it
sense.
is. Well, no, like, it does kind of, but
To
I
me.
was just like, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think I was seeing more of, like, the body type as well. Looked like it was monster-like. Unless, like,
Yeah,
don't get me
something
wrong.
looked
I
very,
know.
like,
Yeah, but I was like, I know back in the day, like 70s and 80s, men being very hairy was like a thing. But I'm like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just that, but maybe it was the face too. It looked a little awkward and weird.
yeah.
But I was like, oh my gosh.
But now that we've been talking basically almost about the whole cast, I
Yes.
think it's a safe time to get into the cast a little bit more. So we've got Felissa Rose, Jonathan Tiersten, Karen Fields, Christopher Collette, I think, or Collette, Mike Kellen, Catherine Cammey, Paul D'Angelo, Thomas E. Vandell, Loris Duran, John E. Dunn, Willie Cuskin, Desiree Gold, Owen Hughes, and Robert Earl Jones.
There you go.
A lot of people in this cast. From my research, there are 3 that have passed. So this is our little in memoriam. We've got Mike Kellen, who played Mel. Fun-ish fact, this was his last movie.
How was that fun?
I mean, I don't know. Okay. That's why I said ish. Fun-ish
That
fact.
is a sad.
This was his last
Aw.
movie.
Well,
Yes.
it's kind of cool that it was like a cult classic.
Yeah, it did
So cool.
turn out. Unfortunate that he had to play such a nasty role, but
Right.
here we go. Here we go. Which, by the way, his kill was also pretty cool.
Oh, Mel's kill was cool. I liked his too. Yeah. I like the arrow through the throat.
Robert Earl Jones, who plays Ben, the cook, which, fun fact about him, he is the father of James Earl Jones, a.k.a. the voice of OG Mufasa and Darth Vader.
Oh my gosh. Look
Which
at that.
I was watching Dead Meat's video on this movie, and he was like, if you recognize his voice, and I was like, oh my god, I do.
I do recognize his voice. That's crazy.
Which it's obviously very similar to his son's,
Holy
James Earl Jones.
fuck, That's crazy.
Yeah. And then the last one that I at least found in my research is Desiree Gold, who plays Aunt Martha. She passed in 2021.
Oh, recently. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, sorry for the ones who are no longer with us, but man, did you leave a spark in the world.
You did.
And Desiree Gold, you creep me out.
You sure do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into some fun facts. So these are coming straight from Miss IMDb and from none other than Felicia Rose. So Judy's death was open to interpretations, but according to Felicia Rose, Angela technically stuck the curling iron in Judy's hoo-ha. Which, yes, that's kind of what I was going with as well. Like, that's kind of what I got from it. Which was another, like, why y'all gotta do those things? That's a very shock value. Shock factor. Which, I mean, for a cult type movie, you kind of have to wow them with, like, these outrageous things in order to kind of be like, remember me. I
didn't get that. Like, I didn't think that that's what happened. I think I thought she was just, like, I don't know, burning her or whatever, and obviously suffocating her with the pillow.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I did hear Felissa Rose say that,
Felissa, I
was like, ew. That's gross.
Yeah, I didn't like the vibes I got from that one, but I was kind of like, you know what? They had to make some type of remembrance for people. Another one is Felissa Rose, Karen Fields, and Catherine. Is it Kami?
I think Cami.
They were actually all quiet. They were all quite close during filming. Cami.
Who plays Meg?
Who plays what?
Meg.
Yes. Said that the scene where they throw Angela into the water was hard for her to shoot for that reason. They were bullying the fuck out of her.
They were. I mean, they looked natural.
I was about to say, they did a little too good of a job.
I was going to say, I wouldn't have been shocked
if they would have been like, yeah,
if they were actually if they actually hated her.
Yeah, because I was like, y'all did a little too well of hating her on screen. That I'm kind of surprised that you didn't hate her even just a little bit off screen.
But I feel like 80s bullies, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s bullies. Heck, early 2000s bullies.
They were ruthless.
Any bully, honestly, is just
they're ruthless.
If someone were to bully me right now, I'd probably laugh in their face. But
and then I'd go home and cry.
Yeah. But 100%. Yeah.
Okay, and then another one is Jonathan Tiersten. Was given the role of Ricky after an unusual audition in which writer-director Robert, is it Hiltzik?
Hiltzik, I think.
Hiltzik asked Jonathan to curse him out. He's like, just cuss me out, bro. I want to see. I want to see something.
And guess what? He definitely slayed. Because,
did he?
I mean, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming since he got the part.
Ricky's, like, insults in the movie were so good.
They are really good.
It was really cool.
I liked them. They were kind of giving, because what era is it in? Is it the 80s or 70s?
80s.
Is it the 80s?
Yeah.
I
think.
I feel like that's kind of like the same it was kind of going for as well. Like the insults and the going back and forth and the bantering and the bullying and stuff like that. So, that's really cool to see. I had seen a review for this movie. So this movie has like an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes for like a percentage of overall liked film, and I can see why. It's a good one. But when I was looking at reviews, I tried to see if I can find any that were like
same,
like kind of funny or whatever. But I found one that said, the ludicrous. So this is also from someone who left a 1-star review. The ludicrous twist is all anyone ever remembers, probably because the rest of it was just plain awful. Now, I don't agree that the whole film was awful, but I will say that in almost every like 4 or 5-star review that I saw, everyone mentioned the ending, and that's about it. And like a lot of the other one, like a lot of it went into detail on like basically saying like, if you like this, if you like that, I think this movie did well in like this aspect, but the ending is what really made this movie. Somebody had even given it a 5-star, but said in like they said in the review like the ending was worth the box office like price. So like basically like this movie is known for the ending, and that's like the best part of the movie, basically saying like, yeah, the rest of the movie was kind of alright.
I remember, like, knowing that the end of this movie had a twist. I just didn't know what it was. I sort of, but not 100% spoiled it for myself when I was reading some of the reviews, which I probably shouldn't have before watching the movie. But I read, like, a review, right? And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't get it, but I'll watch the movie.
I don't understand.
And then halfway through the movie, I was like, oh, I feel like I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then the ending happened, and I was like, I'm not confident this is what I was thinking of, but
No,
you know?
100%. And I'm not shitting on the ending of this movie. I think it really is very shocking, and it's very like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then the way that they actually showed everything, like the entire body of Peter, aka Angela, like it was. I was like, what the fuck? I was so confused, and then the music and the face and like everything about that scene was just so creepy. So like, I'm not shitting on it, but I will say I feel like that's the only reason a lot of people like it, which I'm like. It's not a bad thing to like about it, but the rest of the film is not. It doesn't.
It's probably very nostalgic for other people as well.
100%.
Because I will say, I do appreciate that the cast was actually young.
Yeah, they were all really little. It
kind of gave me like, like It vibes, because the cast was actually young. Because I feel like nowadays you see a lot of like teen movies and the actors are like well in their 20s. So yeah, apparently, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, I think Jonathan Tiersten was 17 when he was filming this. He did not look 17. That man,
he looks so little.
He looks so little, but
he looked very tiny.
Very, very. And
okay.
I don't remember if they actually did say a specific age or grade that they were in, but I thought they were like in 8th grade.
I thought so too. They were all relatively young.
They were all really young.
I was giving like I was getting like 8th grade freshman type vibes from a lot of them. Yeah. Yeah, but I liked. I mean, yeah, the overall movie was pretty good. But I just thought that was so funny because I was like, they're not wrong. So yeah,
love that. Well, now moving along with the episode a little bit more, I think it's time to play a little Would You Rather? Yeah. So, for this would you rather be trapped in the intense heat and sweltering atmosphere of Camp Arawak, enduring endless sweaty days, or be chased through a dark, twisted maze by Angela with no way out?
Like no way out?
No way out.
Like not even
either
a little secret passageway.
Either living in an endless loop of nothing but
chased,
sweaty and intense heat and sweltering atmosphere at Camp Arawak, or be chased through a dark and twisted maze by Angela.
I'd rather be chased in a dark, twisted whatever by Angela, because I'm getting exercise in, so I get to be skinty. It's dark, so the heat is not that bad, because fuck the heat. I hate summer weather with a passion. It can eat dick. I hate it so much. I can endure it for as long as I can, but I think the summers here in Texas are so awful, and I feel like they're just getting worse every year.
They are getting worse.
They're getting 100% worse. We hit 3 digits, and we have humidity,
bro,
and we have
I myself
no wind.
Am a Mozart. I'm a 4-eyed person.
Same.
Okay. I hate that I walk out of my house.
Oh my god, me too.
And my glasses fog up.
Yeah, same.
What the fuck is up with my phone fogged up when I was coming over here. I was like, hello?
You were like, what the fuck?
Like,
it's awful. I hate it.
And the fact that today's the last day of spring.
Yep.
We're still in tomorrow summer starts, bro.
Summer starts. Yeah, it's pretty awful because we don't get like dry, like some people say that humid heat is better.
No.
But no,
it's not, because you can't breathe.
No, it's so suffocating. I was just telling
Monica this, that on my way here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then dry heat is just as bad. It can be, because I think Arizona gets like to those triple digits, and they also get really shitty summers, but I feel like they at least get cool nights. We don't.
Yes.
Our humidity and our heat is night and day. It's night and day bad. Until we hit the end of November.
I was telling Monica that on my way here, like I was driving on the freeway. Obviously on the freeway I had my windows up. I had the AC blasting. When I got off the freeway, I was like, I'm kind of low on gas. Like, let me turn off my AC and roll the windows down. I'll get some fresh air. Immediately regretted it, because what air? What fresh air? Right? But I was like, I'm already too close to her house to turn it back on. Like, I'll just suffer the consequences later.
It was really bad. No, yeah, I hate the heat. I hate the heat either way. I just know that summers back then were so much better, and they were a lot more bearable and endurable. Like, they were a lot more fresh, and you wanted to do stuff. I don't even want to go to a pool anymore. Bro. Like, it's awful. I hate it here. But given that, I'm assuming that if I were to have to be in that situation, I'd have to endure the summers here, which I do not want to do. So I'd rather be chased in the dark.
I think so too.
Where there's no...
Because like you said...
The heat is pretty much
like
a
you
lot
said,
lower.
It's dark, so it's not that hot, right? And you're running, so you're getting a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, exactly.
You're crossing out all the lines that you want to cross out.
Absolutely.
You're exercising.
Absolutely.
You're being chased.
And I know that she has to get tired at some point too, so I'm
Right.
sure we'll take breaks in between.
Yeah. So
I'd rather be chased.
I think I would also rather be chased
Absolutely.
by Angela. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, let's before we end the episode, we're going to rate this film. So before like we say in every episode that we review a horror film, this is a horror movie. So we will be rating our film with our 2 scales, satisfactory and scary. Just because a movie is good doesn't mean it's scary, and vice versa. What would you rate this film? Sleepaway Camp 1983.
Thank you for clarifying the movie. I thought we were talking about another one.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure.
Scary, I am going to have to give it a 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think personally the only things that scared me
were the face.
Huh?
The face?
Was the face and Mel and Artie being ugly
predators.
pedophiles.
Yeah. Fucking ugly asses.
And the fact that I got no warning for an ass shot.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
I got basically, first of all, I saw 18 white asses on my screen. And I said, what is going on?
What is happening?
What is happening?
Yep. No, agreed.
Yeah, no, it wasn't really scary. I mean, honestly, probably a 1 just for that face that she makes, which I'm still really confused about. Obviously, I know it's a very iconic face, and I know Felissa makes that face in every single photo.
Oh, does
whenever she goes to conventions,
Aww.
which is super cool. And I would be interested in meeting her now that I really like this film. But yeah, 1 out of 10 for that face. Satisfactory. I liked it. Okay. So I am going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Good. Okay, you liked it. I'm glad that you liked it, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, my scary scale is a 1 out of 10. Again, more for that face and for the predator vibes that I got from all of the men and boys in this movie. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The slashers and like the kills and stuff, they were good, but they were like 80s good. So we don't get like the gore and like the actual seeing of the kills and stuff like that. So, but for an 80s movie, the kills are good, but they weren't scary. Satisfactory, it's not a favorite of mine. I don't not care for the film, but it's not something that I'm like, I have to show you this, you know? I don't care if like someone hasn't seen it. I'd be like, yes, but watch it on your own time.
Right.
So I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. It just wasn't a good one for me.
Just didn't hit for you?
It didn't. We have yet to review something that I give a 0. So, you know.
Yeah.
That it's something. I think it did its job. I think it's a really good 80s slasher for what it is, but like I've seen better. Right. You know, for the 80s, like
Understood.
For 80s, 60s, 90s
I'm telling
films.
you, I think I really like it just because I'm a huge whore for the 80s.
Yeah.
And I went through a huge...
But I can definitely... And I can see why.
Huge 80s phase in high school.
This right here, epitome.
Epitome
and
of
especially
80s.
during the summer. It's amazing.
Early 80s, too. Yeah. Because they were still, like...
Coming from the 70s.
Yeah. So a lot of that feathered hair is just... I love
100%.
it. Also, it's so weird because every time I think of the year 1983, I think of my mom graduating high school that year.
Yup.
And I was like, that's so weird.
There you go.
Anyway. So... I think this concludes this episode on Sleepaway Camp 1983. Looks like, again, we are nearing the end, but as always, this was a blast to record. And if today's episode intrigued you and you haven't watched this movie and would like to, you can watch it for free. Get ready for this, okay? You can watch it for free on Pluto TV, Peacock, Sling TV, the Roku channel, Redbox, Crackle, Amazon Prime Video, Tubi, and Plex. Or if you want to buy it or rent it for $3.99, you can do so on Apple TV. Or you can watch it on Fubo TV, Philo, or YouTube with a subscription. There are so many different options to choose from. So we don't want to hear any excuses
that you couldn't watch this movie.
That you couldn't watch this movie.
There you go.
Anyway. Thank you guys again for joining us on this episode of Scream City. We truly appreciate you taking the time to listen and be a part of our horror community. Your support means the world to us. And if you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a review or sharing it with your friends and family. And if you want to keep up with us, we will have our social media in the summary description.
Yeah, we seriously can't thank you guys enough for always supporting us and sending us messages and letting us know that you enjoyed the episode or the movie and what that movie means to you or what it doesn't mean to you because you hate it. Either way, either opinion, we enjoy it all. But with that being said, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please tune in to next week's episode where we talk about When a Stranger Calls from 2006.
I love that
That
movie.
one will be airing July 4th, and I did that specifically for Jessica.
Yes. I love this movie
I'm
so
excited.
much.
I like that movie. That one's good.
Well, I think we've watched it together.
Yeah, we watched it here with Mel and Gina.
Yeah.
And we had like a little movie night.
I liked it.
That was fun. We had pasta.
We did it.
Yeah,
we should
did.
do that again.
Yeah, we should. We should. It was a good time. I loved it. Yeah, I like that movie, and I can't wait to talk about it. It was a good one.
I'm really excited for this movie. It's also a
Typical summer favorite.
it's a summer favorite, and it's one that my sister and I religiously watch every summer, specifically 4th of July because of the fireworks, of course.
Yep.
Anyway, before we end it, I kind of don't want to ask you this, but Monica, do you think this week's movie was a movie?
Look, as much as I didn't enjoy the film, I thought it was a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Like,
Thank
it
you.
was a movie.
I appreciate
Especially with that ending.
Bro,
it burned my eyes.
okay, I heard or I read that the actor who played Nude
Oh, God.
it has not come out, has not like,
Oh, like, we don't know who it is.
we don't know who it is.
Oh.
And he
We're
said that
protecting that identity.
he had a couple beers before filming it and he started crying.
Oh,
because he was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
No.
But he ended up doing it. And he has never, not once, come out publicly saying that that was him. So we don't know who it is.
Well, respect to their identity and
Yeah.
respect to them doing this scene because
absolutely.
it made their movie. Like, it's definitely an iconic scene. That makes me so sad.
It does. I know.
That makes me so sad.
I think it was Jonathan Tiersten who said that in an interview. I could be wrong.
Oh, that is
but
very
yeah.
sad. Oh, well, shout out to that person, and I hope they're doing good now. I hope they're mentally better.
If they're still alive.
You think they're still?
If they're still
Oh,
alive.
if they're still alive. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a minute ago. So if they're still living, I hope they're doing it. You know, I hope they're just mentally better because that's a lot to take on. But yeah, well, I'm well, now I'm sad. I'm sad for that person, but anyway, regardless, it was a movie.
It was a movie.
It was
okay.
a movie. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Thank you.
That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks again. We'll talk to you guys next week. And as always, we've been your hosts, Jessica.
And Monica.
Stay safe
And stay spooky.
Oof, that was scary. I can't wait to come back next week.